After the completion of the paper 1, we move to the paper 2. In that question number, chemistry starts with question number 49. Given that gaseous A gives rise to 2B gas and C gas, which is a first order reaction, which is already given by them. But here little tricky, which means initially they have taken in one apparatus, that is a closed one, and the reaction further it is proceeded in the open one. This is the little tricky one. So this is in apparatus 1 and it is in apparatus 2. Apparatus 2 here, and also given that time, this is after 100 minutes. So we have to convert this liquid into the terms of the mercury. So for this, as we all know that H1D1G is equals to H2D2G. So from that formula we'll move to this one. Here height is 152 into 6.8, that is equals to, that is a 13.6 into height H. Therefore that is equals to how many times? 2 times this is, and it is going to be 76. Therefore H is equal to 76 cm, such that initial pressure was 118. For a reaction of A gas gives rise to 2B gas plus C gas. When you filled this one with the mercury, initial pressure was coming out as 118. So for that 1, 0, 0, 1 minus XO, 2XO, X. This is initially time t equal to 0, this is after time t seconds. Or given that after 100 minutes, it is already given. Let us suppose this is at 100 minutes. At 100 minutes, here the pressure, atmospheric pressure is 1 atm, and after against the atmospheric pressure it is again moving 1 atm. Therefore, the final pressure is going to be, the final pressure of the reaction mixture is going to be 2 atm. 2 atm that is. Therefore, final pressure, initial pressure is equal to 1 atm. Final pressure, that is equals to 1 minus XO plus 2XO plus X. So this one gets cancelled, that is equals to 1 plus 2X. This 1 plus 2X is equals to 2, therefore X is equals to 1 divided by 2. Now let's calculate, what we have to calculate here, first one, rate constant. Rate constant we have to calculate. First order reaction rate constant K is equals to 2.303 divided by T log A divided by A minus X. That is equals to 2.303 divided by time 100 log 1 divided by 1 minus 1 by 2. 1 minus 1 by 2, 1 by 2. So therefore it becomes a log 2. Log 2 into 2.303, as we all know that 0.693 divided by 100. That is equals to 6.93 into 10 power minus 3. Approximately you can adjust it to the 7 into 10 power minus 3 minute inverse also, because being a first order reaction, no doubt about it. But the thing is, they are not asking the rate constant or the rate of appearance of B. Sorry, rate of appearance of A. They are asking rate constant of appearance of B. If you see here the reaction, A is disappearing, 2 times of B is forming, 1 time of C is forming. Therefore, rate constant of B is 2 times to rate constant of disappearance of A. Therefore, if rate constant disappearance of A is 7 into 10 power minus 3 minute inverse, definitely rate of appearance of B is 2 times to that. Therefore, that could be 14 into, which means, see, as we all know that minus d by dt of concentration of A is equals to plus 1 by 2 into d by dt of concentration of B, that is equals to plus d by dt of concentration of C, that is equals to K into concentration of A power n1, or partial pressure of A. Now if you see, minus d by dt of concentration of A is equals to K into partial pressure of A, no issue at all. Whereas when it comes to d by dt of concentration of B, rate of appearance of B will be 2 into K into partial product of U. Therefore, this value is going to be the rate of appearance of B. That value is going to be 7 into 2, that is equals to 14, 14 into 10 power minus 3. So, that is a wrong option. Half-life period of reaction is equals to 100 minutes. Half-life period, how can we calculate? T half is equals to 0.693 divided by K. 0.693 divided by this value, we all know that 0.693 divided by 100, that is equals to 100. Yeah, definitely 100 minutes. T 75% completion 75% of the reaction is completed in 200 minutes. T 75% is equals to 2 into T half. Therefore 2 into 100, that is equals to 200. 87.5% of the reaction is completed in 100 minutes. T 87.5% is equals to 3 into T half. That value will be approximately 300 minutes. So, option A is wrong. Option B as well as C, we can take both. So, remember once again, option B as well as C, both are correct. Next one, question number 50. Yeah, we'll move to question number 50. Question number 50. A non-volatile solute is added in benzene liquid so that lowering in vapor pressure of benzene is 78 mm of Hg at normal boiling point of pure benzene liquid. Then, normal boiling point of pure benzene of liquid, any boiling point that should be equals to, at every boiling point, the vapor pressure of that liquid must be equals to the atmospheric pressure. Therefore, no difference here also, that value should be equals to 760 mm of Hg. 760 mm of Hg. And they have given that lowering in vapor pressure of the benzene is given, which means P0 minus Ps is equals to 78 mm of Hg. 78 mm of Hg. In that, we have to calculate P0 value, we already know, because normal boiling point of the benzene, that is 78 mm of Hg. Now, therefore, from this, Ps is equals to 760 minus 78. That value is equals to 682 mm of Hg. Ps value is equal to 682 mm of Hg. Now for this we have to calculate, first one we have to calculate relative lowering of vapor pressure as well as the molality of the solution. Relative lowering of vapor pressure is equals to P0 minus Ps divided by P0. That is equals to P0 minus Ps 78 divided by P0 760. Therefore, fourth option, relative lowering of vapor pressure, which is true. Next, when comes to, we have to calculate the molality of the solution. So, the molality of the solution, which will be equals to P0 minus Ps divided by Ps is equals to number of moles of solute of B divided by number of moles of solute of A. This is a modified Raoult's law. This one we can write it as WB divided by MB into MA divided by WA into 1000 divided by 1000. Sorry if I remember the formula very well. Yes, well and good. You can write it, no problem. But I cannot remember the formula, that's why I am writing like this. So here it will be P0 minus Ps divided by Ps is equals to molality into MA divided by, this is going to be 1000. P0 minus Ps, that value 78 divided by Ps value, as we know that 682, that is equals to molality we have to calculate. Gram molecular weight of the benzene 78,000. The 78 78, this gets cancelled. Now molarity is equals to 1000 divided by 682. Because the lowering of vapor pressure, if you look at the vapor pressure of the solution, that is 682, which means they have added a lot of solute. The amount of solute which is added is very high, because the lowering of vapor pressure is coming out as a 78 mm of Hg. It's not a small thing. That's why we have to treat this one as a concentrated solution. That's why we are applying the formula P0 minus Ps divided by P0. So of course this is modified Raoult's law. That Raoult's law, as we all know. Yeah, comes to the section 2 and paragraph questions 53 to 54. Here they have given that one paragraph which is given 53 as well as 54. For that they have given one paragraph, that is A gas gives rise to B gas plus C gas. This is also first order reaction, they are already mentioned, so no worries. And for this, they were mentioned one graph here. So something like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So likewise, and here it will be -1, -2, -3. So they were mentioned the graph something which is like this. Yeah, this is the graph which is given by them. Here they have taken log A minus x on y-axis and time in minutes they have taken on x-axis. Here log A minus x, which means you go to the original principal formula of the rate constant of first order reaction. That is K is equals to 2.303 divided by T log A divided by A minus x. In this, K is equals to 2.303. If you multiply this one to this side, Kt divided by 2.303 is equals to log A divided by A minus x. Kt divided by 2.303 is equals to log A minus log A minus x, which implies that log A minus x is equals to minus K divided by 2.303 into T plus log A. This is the expression or equation for this graph. So now here the slope is negative. Yeah, absolutely. Here also the slope is negative. So the slope is going to be slope is equals to negative slope of 2.303, that is equals to, here also we can take y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. So from that here also we get 3 minus 1, that is 2 divided by, there it is 10. So that is equals to 5 times 1 divided by 5. Therefore, which implies that K is equals to, we will get 2.303 divided by 5. 2.303 divided by 5. But here this is given in minutes, but the rate constant they are asking in terms of the seconds. Now here this is slope which is here, if I want to convert into the seconds, K is equals to 2.303 divided by 5 into 60. Into 60. So now this value will definitely come out as 7.7 into 10 power minus 3. Second inverse. Actually, the best part of this problem is buy one get one type of one. That is a rate constant at a time t equal to 10 minutes also they are asked. That is also the same, because rate constant is the one which does not change until unless you change the temperature. So until unless you use the catalyst. So rate constant depends upon only two factors, that is temperature as well as the catalyst. Here no catalyst is used, as well as the temperature is also it was not changed. So obviously it is going to be not going to be changed. So same rate constant that we will be having here. Next, when we move to the question number 55, given that the corrosion of iron in an electrochemical process that involves the standard reduction potentials given here at 25 degrees Celsius. So the reactions are right over here. Fe plus 2 electrons gives rise to Fe, and its SRP value is given, and oxygen plus 4H plus 4 electrons gives rise to 2H2O. Its SRP value is also given, and the question is the voltage if reaction occurs at pH equal to 4. At pH equals to 4, pH equal to 4, which means concentration of H plus is equals to 10 power minus 4. But all other concentrations are maintained as they were in standard cell. As they are maintained at the standard cell, which means remaining all concentrations are 1 molar. So for that, what we have to do is, first of all, we have to construct the cell. The rule for the construction of the cell, as we all know, that those which are having the more positive SRP, that should be written on the right hand side, which means it acts as a cathode, whereas which is having the less SRP, positive less SRP value or negative SRP value, that can be written on the left hand side direction. Therefore, this can undergo reduction, whereas this can undergo oxidation. The cell reaction is going to be, it could be Fe plus 2, and it is going to be O2 H2. So this could be the reaction, likely to be the reaction. For this reaction, if we write Fe gives rise to Fe plus 2 electrons, whereas this reaction is going to be O2 gas plus 4H plus 4 electrons gives rise to, it is giving out 2H2O. So reaction, multiply this reaction with 2, therefore it becomes 4 electrons. Just add this reaction, 4 electrons and 4 electrons, it will be 2Fe plus O2 gas plus 4H plus gives rise to 2Fe plus 2 plus 2H2O. Now for this reaction, just write the QC value for this. QC is equals to concentration of Fe plus 2 whole square divided by partial pressure of O2 1 atm only, given because under given concentrate under standard conditions, concentration of H plus is power 4. So now this is 1 square divided by 1 into concentration of H plus power 4. These are under standard conditions, but here concentration of H plus that we know, that is 10 power minus 4 whole square, that is equals to here it is the concentration of H plus power 4, and here also 1 divided by 10 power minus 4 power 4, that is equal to 10 power 16 it could be. So now this is 10 power 16, which means QC value is 10 power 16. I am substituting that QC value 10 power 16 here, therefore it can be 1.67 minus this will be 4 times, that is equal to minus 0.24, that is equals to 1.43 volts. Yes, option A. Now let's move to question number 56. For the reaction, FeOH taken twice solid plus 2 electrons gives rise to FeS plus 2OH minus HUS. E0 value for that it is given, that is minus 0.88. Use this information with one of the given standard potentials to calculate ln KSP of FeOH taken twice. So first of all, if you want to calculate the KSP, FeOH taken twice gives rise to, it is always gives rise to Fe2 plus 2OH minus. Fe2 plus 2OH minus. So for this kind of reaction, here now QC is equals to, this is solid and these are in aqueous phase. Now this value will come out as, here the QC value will come out as is equals to KSP value. So for this type of reaction, we can take the reactions that we can take are going to be Fe OH taken twice, solid plus 2 electrons, gives rise to Fe solid plus 2OH minus aqueous. And its value is given as E0 is equals to minus 0.88. And whereas another value, and we have to take another one, that is Fe plus 2 plus 2 electrons gives rise to Fe. And we know that E0 value of this one is going to be minus 0.4. So here who can undergo reduction and who can undergo oxidation? Those which is having the more positive SRP value that can always undergo reduction, or less negative SRP value. Therefore this can undergo reduction and it will undergo oxidation. So in that basis, if we take this reaction, Fe plus 2 electrons gives rise to Fe solid, and reverse that reaction. Fes plus 2OH minus gives rise to FeOH taken twice plus 2 electrons. Cancel. Now it is going to be here 2 electrons also gets cancelled. Now it will be Fe plus 2 plus 2OH minus gives rise to FeOH taken twice solid. Now QC for this reaction, QC is equals to 1 divided by concentration of Fe plus 2 into concentration of OH minus whole square. This is going to be the QC value for this particular reaction. For this particular reaction, E0 cell is equals to minus 0.44 plus 0.88. That is equals to plus 0.44. When you are talking about the solubility product, this is nothing but at equilibrium state. At equilibrium state, E cell is equals to 0. Now, if E cell is equal to 0, E cell is equals to E0 cell minus 0.06 divided by N log QC. Now, E cell anyway 0, therefore E0 cell is equal to 0.06 divided by N log QC. Now E0 cell value is 0.44, that is equals to 0.06 divided by 2 log 1 divided by Ksp. 1 divided by Ksp. Therefore, if you calculate that value numerically, you will get the absolute answer that what you have in your options. So because negative value will come, because 1 divided by log Ksp, log 1 divided by Ksp is always definitely equal to minus, and it will definitely, you will get your answer, because they are asking in terms of the ln, but I have given in terms of the logarithm. You just divide with the 2.303. So calculation subjected to you only. Next, when it comes to section 3, in this section 3, question number 59. Question number 59. That is, in the adsorption experiment, a graph between log x by m versus log p was found to be linear with a slope of 45 degrees. The intercept on log x by m axis was found to be 0.3010. Calculate the amount of gas. So, amount of gas adsorbed per gram of charcoal under a pressure of 0.5 atm. So first of all, this is going to be, as we all know, that this is a Langmuir isotherm. So for this Langmuir isotherm, as we all know, x by m is directly proportional to p power 1 divided by n. X by m is equals to k into p power 1 divided by n. So now this will be log x by m is equals to log k plus 1 divided by n log p. And now the graph is going to be, it will be like this. Here log x by m on y-axis. On x-axis we will be having the log p, and the intercept value is going to be log k, and slope is equals to 1 divided by n, given that it is a 45, tan 45, that is equals to 1. So here intercept value that is given as log k, that is given as 0.3010. So from this, first of all, log x by m is equals to, as we substitute all the given values, here this value is equals to 1 and this value log k is equal to 0.3010, obviously k is equals to 2. Now when we move to this one, intercept is also given, so when we move to this problem, log x by m, log x divided by m is equals to log k plus 1 divided by n log p. So now log x divided by m is equals to log k 0.3010, which means k is equals to, definitely k is equals to 2. So can we do another one more thing? Log k is equal to 0.3010, therefore k is equals to 2. 1 divided by n is equals to 1. 1 divided by n is equals to 1. Given that p is equals to, how much p is given? 0.580. So can we do like this? X by m is equals to k into p power 1 divided by n. Now k value is 2, p value is 1 divided by 2, or that is equals to 2 gets cancelled, that is equals to 1. So x by m value is equals to 1. Check with this, it's a simple peanut, it's not very complicated or very difficult problem. Next, how many of the following statements is or true? First one, nitrogen dioxide turns starch iodate paper blue. Yeah, true, because the starch iodate will be converted to periodate. Nitrogen dioxide is a very good oxidizing agent, as we all know that. Nitrogen dioxide turns starch iodide paper blue. That is also true, because nitrogen dioxide is a, having said that, it is a very good oxidizing agent. I2 will be converted to IO3 minus. Phosphorus can be extracted from bone ash. True. So A, B, C are true. When white phosphorus is treated with hot caustic alkali, phosphine is formed. Yes, absolutely true. Along with that PO2 minus is also going to be formed. When white phosphorus is treated with hot concentrated HNO3, nitrogen dioxide can be formed. When white phosphorus when it is reacted with a hot concentrated HNO3, definitely H3PO4 along with nitrogen dioxide. Not only phosphorus, when you take concentrated HNO3, treat with any non-metal like a carbon, phosphorus, sulfur, even you take metals, any metal, even it's whatever it is, except like platinum, gold, all metals as well as the non-metals, they give nitrogen dioxide. This is what you have to remember. You must remember this. You don't forget this one. It always gives concentrated HNO3, always gives nitrogen dioxide gas, which is reddish brown color. Next, when ammonium dichromate is heated, nitrogen gas will be given along with the Cr2O3. If ammonia is treated with excess of Cl2, if ammonia is treated with excess of Cl2, if ammonia is treated with excess of Cl2, it will give, surely it will give NCl3, no doubt. Whereas ammonia, when it is treated with when chlorine, when it is treated with excess of ammonia, it gives nitrogen gas. Don't forget. G is also correct. So PCl3 on hydrolysis, it gives H3PO3, not H3PO4. That is wrong. BeCl2 can act as a Lewis acid. True, correct. But the options which are going to be A, B, C, D, E, along with G and I. Next, question number 61. Given that one cobalt complex is given, CO2, CO, take in X times, which is given. Cobalt, it's a nearest unit gas, which is going to be 36, as we all know that. Now, let us calculate for this one. According to EAN, we can calculate. So, according to EAN, just we have to see this one. Cobalt, this is a neutral ligand, that I guess we all know. So cobalt, its atomic number is cobalt nickel 27 into 2. plus that is equals to, and here cobalt to cobalt 2. Why we are writing to cobalt bond will be there. For one cobalt to another cobalt bond also there. This cobalt will give one electron to this and this cobalt will give one electron to this. That's why we are writing like this. Don't forget that. Huh? Next. And here, next one that could be 2 plus here 2x, that is equals to 36 into 2 because 2 cobalts are there. So by cancelling all this 2, 27 plus 1, 28, x is equals to 36 minus 28, that is equals to x equals to, so x equals to 8, which is done. Next, when we move to question number 62, when we move to question number 62, the given complex is K2 PD Cl Br Br2 and SCN. This is of type M A B2 C type. MaB2 C2 C type. MaB2 C type, definitely it is going to exhibit the geometrical isomerism, no doubt about it. But here the only thing we have to do is just we will draw these structures and we will see. A, B, C. Here also we will see A, C and B. The thing is here A trans to C and this is A trans to B, which means for the above structure we will be having the two geometrical structures, but SCN is a SCN will be definitely having the ligand isomerism. So there will be contact with either sulfur or there will be contact with the nitrogen also. That's why it will be here, it can produce 2 with the sulfur bonding with the nitrogen bond. Therefore, total number of geometrical isomers are equals to 4. Next. Yeah, question number 63. This is from qualitative analysis. They are asking how many of the following pairs of ions can be separated by using H2S along with the dilute HCl. Do you remember this is which type of reagent or which group reagent? Yes, you are all true. That is a group 2 reagent. Definitely. In the options also it can separate group 2 from rest of the group cations. So the first one they have given Ba3 plus along with Sn 4 plus. Both are from group 2 only. So we cannot separate. Next one, Al plus 3 and Hg plus 2. Al plus 3 and Hg plus 2. When you treat with H2S along with HCl, definitely it can be separated because here mercury only group 2, therefore it forms black. Aluminium will be present, definitely present in the solution because it does not belongs to the group 2. Next, Zn plus 2 and Cd plus 2. Cd plus 2 and Zn plus 2. Cd plus 2 and Zn plus 2, S2 minus, cadmium sulfide it can give, whereas the zinc will be present in that solution. Next, when comes to zinc as well as copper also. The reactions which are given by the copper, definitely given by the cadmium, except only a reaction with the Cl minus as well as SCN minus. Therefore, here also we can separate both Zn2 plus as well as Cu plus 2. We can separate here, we can separate here, as well as we can separate here. And next one, As plus 3, Sb plus 3. As plus 3, Sb plus 3, both of them are belongs to which group? Group 2 only. such that we cannot separate, which is not possible. Last and final one from this paper, which is question number 64. That will be mx3 dissociated m3 plus 3x minus in an aqueous solution with a degree of dissociation alpha is equals to, given that alpha is a 0.33, which is nothing but 1 divided by 3. Let us consider 1 by 3. The ratio of the observed depression freezing point of the aqueous solution to the value of depression freezing point in the absence of ionic dissociate, which nothing but they are asking I is equals to delta TB observed to the delta TB theoretical value, nothing but I value. So we have to calculate the I value. Initially 1, 0, 0, 1 minus x. This is x and it is going to be some 3x. Therefore I is equals to 1 plus 3x, which implies that 1 plus 3 into 1 divided by 3, that is equals to 2. So therefore I is equals to 2. So that is the Van't Hoff factor of I. Here in this paper we'll be having a few more questions. Yeah, in this paper